Good morning or good night or good whatever to all you people around the world, all you niggas and nigglets. How you going? I don't know where I'm going with this, but yes, I'm here to talk about the game. The most awesome sauce game ever created in life is Guild Wars freaking 2. But yeah, let's talk about the game Guild Wars 2. It's a really awesome game in my opinion. From its questing systems, to its story, how it always changes, to its many different classes, which are not gender locked by the way, to its styles, how the legendary styles look on you and different styles here and there, it's the wardrobe, the outfits, um, to its masteries, where you could upgrade how long you glide for, or if you could talk to this person that will give you this different set of loot, or to do the story, or you could increase your mastery to use a bouncing mushroom, or it has some other mushrooms that make you run faster, stuff like that. Different masteries for different things, legendary crafting, then or it's to its fractals, dungeons, and raids, how they handle that, how the concept, how fun it looks. To its PvP system, its PvP tournaments, its PvP reward tracks, its PvP modes, as well as the Wolvie World aspect of it. You build sieges to take over people's places. You destroy um, their bases. You take it over, and it's 3 servers versus 1. You could have a lot of people fighting each other. You zergs, and how you play, how you outplay people. It's really fun and engaging. So I'll go a little more into detail about certain things and whatnot, and its community. So a lot of things I like about Guild Wars 2, and I'll go into a few details on each thing. The questing system in Guild Wars 2, I prefer it compared to other games, where I don't have to be forced to through NPC engagements, where this NPC will send me to another NPC, and it will send me back and forth. And some games, aka Revelations, you talk more and get cutscenes more than you even swing a sword, which I find boring because all you do is talk your way through to max level, cutscenes through max level, and you didn't get the chance to even play your class to know if you will play this class later on in the game, if you're enjoying it, and you wouldn't even know how to play it properly because then you're gonna go on YouTube and look at it. Okay, this is the play style people use, so I'll use that. No, I like how I prefer where you use your character a lot, so you actually get a sense of the character, how it plays, and you build your own styles and play styles, and you see if you like it or not while leveling up. So you know, okay, if I don't like it, I could delete the character, make a new one, stuff like that. So in this aspect, I love Guild Wars 2 questing system where I don't even need to talk to NPC unless it's a story mission every 10 levels, by the way, or in the Path of Fire, there are a few things I have to purchase from NPC, stuff like that. I don't mind that, but like, I'm not forced to constantly talk to NPC and force through the engagements through NPCs. I can just go in the area. I will see the heart mission on the side. I complete it. I collect the reward at any time I want because it's on the right hand side. I go my way. I don't have to stay in the area longer than I need to be. And also to the story. The story in Guild Wars 2 is every 10 levels when you're leveling up, and after that you do the Living World season story and the Heart of Thorns and then Path of Fire, stuff like that, right? I love how the story changes depending on what you pick, and so my story could be different from the person next door to me, the person in a different country from me, and even from myself, because I find it boring. I'm doing the same story over and over and over and over again when I want to play a different class. So I find it really engaging that it changes depending on what you pick, and as you progress through the story, the level 10 choices, you pick the 20, the 30, the 40, and stuff like that. So I really love that engagement, and I love how it's handled. I love the. Sometimes it has some very stupid stuff to pick, and sometimes you pick it just to see how it will change the story. And there was a time where I picked for the Path of Fire story, I had picked Cormier, and another time I had picked to take help from to take no help at all. My bad. I took no help and I took Cormier, and the people reacted to me differently they bickered amongst each other, and when I was passing, they was like saying, "Oh, you damned us all. Um, the Sun Spirits didn't have enough, don't have enough people, so why do you choose them?" Stuff like that. So it's really fun to see. My next choice will be Palawa Joko. I want to see how well they will do that, what they will say to me. I can imagine. And also too, I want to see if they'll change the engagement because for the fight after my selection. So it's really fun for that aspect. I really do enjoy that part where the story changes and it's not the same thing. So I could actually make a different class and be more. I don't have a problem making a new class to test them out or whatnot. And also to the classes, there are I think 7 or 8 different classes: Elementalist, Warrior, Guardian, Thief, Reaper, well, Thief, Necromancer, etc., etc. And they're not gender locked. I could use whatever class on whatever race. And also too, each class, well, as of Path of Fire, has 2 specs. The normal, you could pick and choose how you want your traits to be, but there are 2 extra specs where you could be like, for example, Warrior, there's a Spellbreaker, and there's a Berserker. For Thief, there is the Daredevil, and then there is the what do you call? I forgot the name of this one. The Rifle Thief. I can't remember the name. And then there is for Engineer, there is the Hollowsmith, and then there was the Scrapper, and the Ranger was Druid Ranger, and then now is the Soul Beast. You could pick whichever you want. There are different playsets for each spec. So you could be, for example, a Vault Thief, Pistol Thief, Dagger Pistol Thief, Dagger Thief, Poison Thief, Rifle Thief, stuff like that, or a Spellbreaker, a Berserk Warrior, or a basic build Warrior, Condition Warrior, Precision Warrior, Condition, Fire Condition, Firebrand, Fire Condition, Normal, Normal Guardian, or Bunker Guardian, Bunker Firebrand, Bunker Dragon Hunter, stuff like that. It's really fun, different playstyles, everything, and it's really fun in the PvP aspect of it, which I will talk a little bit about, not too much. But I'm glad that it's not gender locked like some games do, or level cap lock, like you have to get this character just in a level before you can unlock this. I think Terra did that with the Reaper class. I didn't mind because it's okay, but I'm glad that they didn't have any restrictions. I'm free to play whichever class I want to play and the way I want to play it. And after you level up your character to level 80, after that you can now undertake the role of, you can want to say, farming or grinding mastery points, which will give you a lot of different bonuses for the story as well as for your character itself, where you could increase gliding to unlimited gliding, you could get ley line gliding, or you could increase the tunneling. There's a thing where you could use a tunnel to go to another side of a map, or you could use your mastery points on your mounts. For the Griffin, you be able to fly faster. The Jackal, you will be able to go through the portals, the sand portals. The Raptor jumps further. The Bunny jumps higher. You could use masteries for a bouncing mushroom to bounce to another side of the map in Heart of Thorns. And then there's the next mastery, I think, for poison in the Heart of Thorns area where you won't die from the poison. Different masteries for different things, and there are a lot of different masteries. I've seen people have 287 plus masteries, so that's like something to aim for after level 80 cap. So it's not just I reach level 80, what am I to do now? There are other things to do. Then there are the dungeons, the raids, the fractals where you could do daily and get loot, make money out of it as well too, and complete the challenges, because the raids are challenging as well as the fractals. The fractals has different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there are a lot of different fractals you can do, and the raids as well. So there are things to do after level 80 cap, and that's just PvE. And as well too, the maps are populated, so and there's always an event going on. There are meta events, world bosses, whatnot, where you could go and you'll see a train running, or now bounties with the Path of Fire expansion. So there's always something to do in the PvP aspect of the game, because let's just say I now jumped into the game. It'll be very boring if I am doing a mission, I see an event happening, but I can't beat it because it's a champion spawn or something like that. And I don't get no help. It's not populated or whatnot. I will get uninterested with the game because I'm not seeing progression for me. I'm just dying. I'm not learning the game, nothing like that. But when I see a train of people running through this area, even if it's a low level area, I might be curious to say, okay, let me run around, see what's happening. I might learn one or two things. Somebody might see me and talk and say, this is such as the game, help me out, give me some ideas. I could learn the game that way, and it's more engaging because I'm seeing a lot of activity going on in the game. I'm seeing people passing through. I'm seeing that the map's populated, so the game has people there, and I can see how the community reacts and how the community is. And I'll talk about the community just now as well. But in this aspect, it brings out the game in terms of how it's played, the population, everything to that could help promote the game and help someone want to stay feel more into the game, more appeal to the game, if I'm saying correctly. Because I will hate to jump in a game and it's the area's dead, nobody's there, or I'm just doing the same old thing, leveling up, whatever. It's boring, and nothing happens. Just the same thing every single time, or it's the same thing without even events. I'm just level 1 to 80, doing the same mission through NPCs, whatever. So a different, something different each time. It's how to put it? It's a little interesting to say the least. It will keep my attention to want to see what's next, what the other areas have as meta events or whatnot. Like if I haven't seen them all, so if I'm new to the game, I'm seeing this happening. I'm thinking to myself, "What's this? Okay, cool." So does different areas have different things? So I'll continue going and see how it plays out. And then too, the community has a big impact on the gameplay and the game itself as well. Because if the community is toxic, then you will least likely want to play it. If people don't want to run anything with you, they want to help you, they will watch you die, they will gank you, they wait in the area and kill the ad so you don't get the XP from them. It that kills the game. So in a game where it's people are helping each other and a lot of events that happen that populate the maps and have everybody running through doing this and that. Even high levels are in low level areas, so it gives you a sense of that the game is populated, players are helpful, the community is a good community. For example, from my personal experiences, there was a time I was doing a bounty, and I started the mission, the bounty itself, before the commander came. The commander has a tag, and they can lead a group, have squads of people to fight whatever and whatnot. But he wasn't going to start the bounty as yet. But I had initiated the bounty because I wasn't paying attention, and we actually had a back and forth, and we were bickering for a long period of time. And it had a 180 where we actually started to talk, and he even changed his necromancer, and he helped me mold my necromancer to know how to play it, to show me the skills rotations, show me the interactions, and basically taught me what goes what with did this, what goes good with that, and why they use this, how to get the proper damage out of it, the how to do the break bars for it, whatnot. Be more mindful of the break bars, and we even started running dual missions together, like doing some bounties, running around in maps and stuff like that. So it's really fun. And even this morning, I was doing hard HP hero points for my spellbreaker to unlock spellbreaker fully, and I just met someone, and we actually did all the points, and I actually helped him out with a few things. I showed him how the game is because he said he had played Path of Fire for like only 10 minutes before I saw him, prior to me seeing him, and I just showed him around, help him with the hero points because we were helping each other in that aspect. And I just went out of my way and showed him the scenery and whatnot. I even showed him where to get the griffin, where the mission starts with the griffin. So the community has a big impact on the game and how people enjoy the game and how if they'll continue to play it or not. And another time too, I saw someone in the PvP lobby one time. I saw them, I talked to them. I was like, "What chess piece is that?" And I further talked to them, and I went into the guild. And every once in a while, I think it's every Wednesday or something like that, they do World v World, and the guild leader, he would, after a raid, or well, the World v World or the raids or whatnot, he will go to the guild hall with everyone, make an announcement and say everybody come to guild hall, and teach people the rotation, show them what to do where, how to do this. And it's not just him alone. Everyone puts in their their 2 cents on it, and they make a rotation. They talk about how to play. They even talk about strategies and basically talk about plays and whatnot, and teach each other their builds, help everyone mold into a good stepping stone to make you understand your class. So you'll know, okay, this is what I would do, this is what interacts with what, this is why I use this, and if I can't use this because of that, what to do instead, and how to get away from this in aspects of the World v World or raids or even you doing PvE content. It helps you to be a better player. So stuff like this really brings out the game and brings out the community. That's what I have to give a round of applause for the community. It brings out the game to show that the community itself of Guild Wars 2 is a very helpful one from what I've seen personally. And well, since I mentioned World v World, well, the Guild Wars 2 has the World v World aspect and the PvP aspect, the PvP arena. And the PvP arena has PvP tournaments going on. I could do. I haven't entered any. I actually want to, by the way, but I'm yet to join any. But there are a lot of things. They're different maps. They're different. Each map has a different play style to it. Some map has artifacts that spawn you could use to aid you. Sometimes it cripples you going for them because you split up your team, stuff like that. People pick you out of. Or there's another one where you use the NPC to go and destroy the gates to get to the Lord and you kill the Lord, or you yourself could damage the gate and go to the Lord in another one. And different maps, different play styles, different objectives you will go for and how to play it. There's one way, there's a bell that spawns that gives 50 points. You tend to go for that point, and you could have one person out of 5 of you, so 4 on the bell, one other just claiming the point, stuff like that. So different play styles, different ways to win, and it's really engaging. And well, it's fun where there are many different ways to play a class. So it's fun where you have to learn how the person's fighting and anticipate and try to outplay the person. That's the fun part of my aspect of PvP. I really love how you outplay a class, how you learn from the person's playstyle to adapt to yours, or you adopt a way to beat them. You watch their patterns, you know, okay, this you block then, you attack then, you shift, you jump to the left, you jump to the right. Different ways you do a stun now because they're going to do something that you wouldn't be able to block because of your health, stuff like that. It's really fun like that aspect. And then too, there's a Wolvie world where there's a squad of people in front of you, but they're not going to attack you straight up because they might have the numbers, or those that even have the numbers that are attacking you. How you move, you could kite to the right, duck back to the left, and engage from a guardians to go to the front to shield off the projectiles, and heals from probably a druid ranger or the guardians themselves into a thief using a pistol or rifle and taking you out, as well as the elementalist or necromancer using fear and burns and cripple and stuff like that, and spellbreaker coming in and removing all your buffs and stuff like that. So it's really fun how you play, how you outmaneuver people, and how you move could tilt the match for you. Well, the fight, I should say. So you could even be less in number, but you could still come out victorious due to how you play, how you move, how you kite. So, and then too, you build sieges to destroy the other people's walls and the gates, and you go in their bases and take it over for your server. There are 3 servers, and I've seen a lot. Sometimes you see like so much red names running towards you. You can't even count how much, but you just get instantly slaughtered. And that happens on most times when the map resets. But it's really fun, even though you get wrecked or whatnot. It's fun because you get laughable moments, stuff like that. So World v World is an aspect in which I really want to dive in more into. I just haven't gotten the chance to, per se. I don't know what class I want to try to use for World v World. I could use anyone because I have 7 classes at level 80. I'll have the specs. I was just to get the gear and the rotation down, and I'll try it out. Try my hand at World v World, and I want to get the styles, the Warbringer back piece and stuff like that. But I really do enjoy the aspects of World v World and PvP, because it's just how you play, how you outplay people and maneuver helps will bring forth victory. So, and well, with the Path of Fire update, they brought mounts into the game, and there are 5 different mounts. One is a secret mount, which is the Griffin, and the 4 others, which you get through just doing the story. It will carry you to where they are, and each mount has their own role, their own line of where they're good for, what they're good at. One jumps high, one jumps forward, far forward. One blinks through things that and you take no damage from it. The other flies. One goes over quicksand and takes no damage, as well as water. It stays above water, stuff like that. So each one has a role, and they also start fights for you. I think the 3 of them actually, 3 out of all of them hit damage, but all of them does a different thing. One could revive you, and one gives you a shield. Another gives you one pulls, adds in, stuff like that. So unlike other games where I am on my mount but I have to press the demount button to come off and then start the fight, these mounts actually start the fights for you. One pulls, one could even heal a down player in its attack forward. That's the the skimmer, sorry. So each one has their own role, they do different things. One, when you do the initiation for the fight, it puts a barrier shield on you. The other pulls, stuff like that. It's really interesting. And they brought the mount gate, which have some awesome styles in it, I must say. I want some of the Griffin styles. I want at least 2 or 3 in each style, to be honest, specific ones. Some are cool, some are basic, but majority of them are just normal, and a couple of them are really cool. And speaking of styles, Guild Wars 2, I give a hands down clap for their styles. I love how they do the animations for legendary items, the legendary gear especially, that expands on you, grows on you. It has a complete animation of when you are in combat from when you're not in combat, and then to the mounts and stuff like that. They do a great job when it comes to styles and looks, aka Fashion Wars 2. Another thing Guild Wars 2 has, but they don't have much of, and I think it would be cool if they dived into it more. Well, interesting if I said dive, but anyway, they have some underwater content where you could fight a risen great megalodon shark. I almost say great white. I think sometimes it's a great white, then sometimes it's a megalodon, or deep sea monster, stuff like that. There are a lot of underwater combat, and the scenery it has below the water is really cool. Sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's colorful. The monsters down below, it looks really engaging, it looks really fun. So I wish they did more with the underwater combat, or did like an underwater combat dungeon or raid. It would be really fun, it would be really cool to see that, to be honest. So I wish they did more with that aspect of the underwater combat. But as well as that too, well, there's normal crafting systems. Every game has craft legendary items, stuff like that. But Guild Wars 2, just like any other game, it's a game that has pros and as well as cons. It's not perfect. There are downfalls. In my personal opinion, I find to be a downfall of the game. It may not be one for you, but let's say the dice in particular. The game don't have some die colors that you might want from the get-go, like a dark black color or white or gold, or even some shades of red or stuff like that. But they are the shades in the game, but just you have to purchase them or be lucky to get it in an unidentified die kit. So in that aspect, it's a little how to put it, it's a little because I wish I had it from the get-go. From the beginning of the game, I could at least choose the colors I want. And I think even if you got the colors, I don't think it goes to the character creation screen when you make a new character. I think it's the same basic colors you have to use. I could be wrong. I haven't tried to make sure. I could check it and see. But if I'm wrong and you could feel free to tell me. But I don't think it transfers to the character creation screen. As well as too, I wish I had more in-depth customization of my character in customer creation screen. I wish I could have customized my character's eyes, iris colors. I could have done a lot more with the body sizes, the size of my arms, hands, shoulders, stuff like that, like other games do. But then again, I'm satisfied with what they gave, but I wish I had a little bit more customization in this aspect. That it's not really a big con, but I just wish I had more because Guild Wars 2, it's a game where it has a lot more it could have given in the beginning of the game. Even though they gave a lot, it could have given a little bit more. So yes, I consider it to be a slight drawback, and as well as to outfits and styles, right? I applaud them on their styles and whatnot, but at the same time too, it's a con because I wish I could have taken certain pieces on outfit with another outfit and make it together because some look better with different outfits. I wish I could have dissected the outfit. Like it comes in like okay, it's an entire outfit. Yes, I could purchase it, but it comes in pieces. So I could at least still put it on as a different style separately. Like a chest piece of this outfit with that outfit and stuff like that, and then a full suit. So like how they do with wardrobe, I wish it was like that. And also too, I wish they had done in-game currency or something else instead of this different currency for changing styles. Let's just say I got a cool chest piece, but I'm leveling up and I change the style of it to something else I liked, but I get a next gear 2 minutes after that's a lot better and will help me a lot more. It would hamper me to spend this I think transportation charges because it's a little annoying to get. It's not as easy as spending the in-game currencies like gold or whatever. It could have been gold or silver, no matter how much gold. It would have been a little bit more easier, and I think. I just wish it was not a specific thing that doesn't even have a direct way of getting it. If it had a direct means of getting it, fine. But I don't think there's a direct way to get these specific pieces, these tokens to change gear. So that's my the cons I could think of when it comes to the actual styles. You could say the dyes, the outfits. I wish I had more. I could have integrated styles better, as well as character creation could have been a little bit more diverse, and as well to it was just at the top of my head and it left me. But after all that said and done, after all that I've said, the biggest flaw of Guild Wars 2 is Heart of Thorns, Tangle, Depths. You see that nonsense? That map? Oh my god. Frick the raptors and frick the mushrooms, by the way, they suck. But anyway, to get through this map, right, you need to have a master's and a degree in Run Like a Bitch and Geography. And then you'll go into a course after that. That's a prerequisite to do this course, Tangle Depths course. And it will teach you the land of how the land is, what happens if you make a mistake and slip off the mountains, if you see an edge that looks as if it's endless, like you continue running, you can leave your character to AFK and run in a straight line, you'll fall to your death, you'll be eaten by raptors, you'll be poisoned by mushrooms, and you'll come back to see your character dead. You know? So it'll teach you the monsters and Heart of Thorns, stuff like that. And upon finishing the course, you will get the certificate, the paper, the degree to say I've completed it, hand delivered to you by the president of your specific country. And also too, after you have done that, you have a choice to further the course by doing masteries, as well as the mastery points, as well as hero points. The hero points is a shorter course in the aspect of it's not as actually no, it's just as long. And to get these points, right, the course will have you covered to teach you the whereabouts and whatnot. But to get some of these points, man, it's as if you're gonna go on some King Kong shit and climb to the highest mountain, the highest tower, and beat your chest, and wait for something to fly over you to jump on and hold on for dear life, like some between the lines cliffhanger, can't hold on much longer, and you go until you reach to the Back to the Future car, right? And when you reach this Back to the Future car, you crash that thing so hard into a black hole that will take you to a location where you have to become a Hokage, right? And have all the tails, the strongest tails, and after that you say Bankai, and it will take you to this alt universe where your goal now is to become the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan White Pizza with a side of fries, a sliced pepper, 2-liter Coke, Demon Dragon Slayer Armored Titan Ghoul. When you achieve this form, you go meet Darkseid, right? Watch a little My Little Pony with him, and he will drop you off at the designated location of the hero point. Those 2 steps before, just had to climb a little mountain. And when you finally made the last jump across to get to the mastery point, you miss, you slip, and you fall to your death. And that's how it usually goes with masteries and hero points sometimes. Where you're fighting the mastery point, you're going good, you're about to beat it, and the boss knocks you off the cliff. And you just die. Like, what the frick? I just spent half my life trying to get to this thing, and I die. Like, what? But yeah, no, it's all good. To be honest, the mounts in the game will make it much easier to get to these hero points, and it actually has a lot of people doing the hero points though, so you might get help here and there, but it's all good. It's all fun. But I ain't gonna lie, running through some areas in Heart of Thorns, Tangled Depths is really annoying. You get lost. At that time I was looking for my story mission, and I actually was like, where the hell is this crap? Because it's 10,000 feet below me, and it looks as though it's in front of me. I'm like, where the hell is it? It's not here. What the hell? So you have to go 50 feet to the right just to fall down to glide to your left again. So it's like, what the flick? Anyway, that's how awesome of a map Tangled Depths is sometimes. But if you know how it is, if you get accustomed to it, it's pretty straightforward. You know what to expect. Frick the raptors again, and frick the mushrooms. With all this being said, I hope I do say something or bring you something to your attention that makes you want to try the game. See if it's your cup of tea. Give it a shot. Don't knock it till you try it. Maybe from the crafting systems where you want to craft legendary gear. The gear looks awesome. You probably might have seen the legendary gear. I don't think I have a video of footage of the legendary gear in this video, as I could do in the next video or whatnot. Might be pertaining to anything of what is Guild Wars 2, but I'll just briefly showcase it. But anyway, yeah, maybe from that or the mastery systems I spoke about, or even the mounts that you see me going around on the Griffin, the Jackal, or the PvP systems, the World v World concept, the raids, the fractals, the dungeons, or even the footage that you see me going through, the bounties, or the beginning of the video where you saw Bath Hazard, how the fight scene looked. It might have looked engaging. You might have wanted to play just to see how Guild Wars 2 looks. It looks visually appealing to you. Whatever it may be, give it a try. And feel free to subscribe. I'll try to see if I can do as much videos, do some fun videos now and see how things go from there. Anyway, take it easy, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a great one wherever you may be. Peace.